So you had a chance to talk to Lecrae.
Yeah, I did.
At the Unashamed Conference about all of this.
I did.
How did he feel about all of it? I mean, I have an idea, but just what did he express to you about it?
I mean, the cool thing about it, man, was that Lecrae saw my sincerity, and that's all I wanted him to see. He couldn't see it from the internet, but he saw it in person. Like, he literally saw it on my face, because, like, what happened was we went to a workshop where Shaolin, Jason, and JahRock'n were talking about...
The famous workshop.
There you go, the arts. And so, before we went to the workshop, I went to a Lecrae where he was preaching. Okay. And when we closed out in prayer, I remember it. I said, Lord, I probably won't be able to get to meet this brother, but if you can make the opportunity, please allow it to happen. I have to talk to him. It was like I had to, man. It was like a crazy burden for some reason, right? And so they
didn't know you were coming.
No,
they didn't even know you were there.
They did. DA, I tweeted it. DA Horde knew I was coming, so that's why I was going to meet up with him to talk to him. So yeah, they knew. But they didn't know. Lecrae didn't know I would be in that workshop. So what happened was I went to the workshop with Shaolin and them. Lecrae wasn't in the room, and he didn't come into the room until later. He actually wasn't supposed to be in the room because he's supposed to get ready to go to a Rock the Bell show. Okay. I think in L.A. Yep. So he wasn't supposed to be in there at all. He just came in, and he came in right towards the end, kind of. After he started, he came in like towards the end, right when they were about to ask questions. And I was like, he's right here in my face. So it's like, okay, this has to be the opportunity. I mean, I got to take advantage of this opportunity while I can. So they were, hey, who has questions? And everybody was raising their hands. And I was like, yo, man, I got to talk to this dude. And so what I did was I stood up when they said, who has a question? In front of everybody, I stood up and went like this, in front of everybody. And Jason called on me. And I said who I was, and I said I'm ThaKidd Jopp. Everybody in the room turned around like this. My heart dropped into my sock, and I was like, they about to kill me. They about to stone me in here. But it was good, man. So I got to share a little bit with him, and then, you know, it started.
So I was like, hold up. So everybody laughed there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It was intense. Like, my boy was like, yo, just stand up and raise your hand, man. And it got intense when they started looking at me. Yo, it was a crazy situation because the camera guy, man, I'll get to that in a minute. And so what happened was I started talking to Lecrae, and then other things started occurring where some people Shy disagreed with something Lecrae said that I asked a question about, and then they looked like, what? Did you just say that? And so, like, it went somewhere else, and then I was like, afterwards, I was getting ready to leave. Everybody was ready to roll, and then Lecrae said, yo, Jopp, I want to talk to you. And I was like, okay. So we left. We went upstairs to his room, and we talked for like 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was me, Lecrae. Andy Mwendo was sitting to my left, and it was just really us three at the table, man. And Jackie Hill, all the other ones were like in the room eating, and it was just like me and Lecrae in the middle, and everybody's like watching us talk, and we just chopped it up, man. Just one-on-one, like this.
That's
for like 2 hours.
And he saw the sincerity in your heart.
He did. That's why he called my name. He said, yo, Jopp, I'm gonna let you know, man. It's because I saw the sincerity on your face. That's why I called you up here.
Wow.
And I was like, I appreciate it, man.
That's
you
good.
know, it said a lot to me to let him know, like, for him to let me know, like, he saw sincerity on me. It wasn't like I'm trying to kill you, I'm trying to throw stones at you. He actually saw it on my face. And it was just like an answered prayer, man. It's for real.
I wasn't there, but one of the things that happened, you actually apologized to him.
Yeah, I did, but it was
kind of, sort of.
It was taken out of context. Because when I was going down there, you know, some of the brothers that were in my corner, I have some really radical Christians in my that are like brothers that I keep at a distance, and they're like, yo, Lecrae's not a brother, he's not saved. Obviously, I disagree with that 100%. Yeah. But they were telling me stuff like this, and in the earlier stages, and it started to build up more resentment in my heart, more bitterness, more anger at Lecrae. Like, it was actually like anger that wasn't godly. And so when I was going there, I was upset at the Lord because I was like, man, I don't want to apologize to this man. I was wrestling with my flesh. Like, I got to apologize to him for this. Yeah. But I had to, man. Like, it was something like, as a Christian, I knew I had an issue with him. I had to let him know, hey, I apologize because you don't even know what's going on in my heart. But I need to ask for forgiveness because some things I'm festering here I need to let go. Yeah. And when I did that, some girl recorded it with her phone, and she put up the part where I apologized and not the rest. And so Rapzilla took that, put it on their page, and it just looked like ThaKidd Jopp apologized to Lecrae. And then when I came down to the concert where they were doing their concert, I walked in, and JahRock'n was on stage, and supposedly somebody said, I just came in after they were all clapping. And I was like, what's going on? Like, they just mentioned your name, you repented. They said, I repented. JahRock'n said that I repented and that I apologized, and that was it. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And so when I got home, I knew it was going to get crazy.
So people thought you repented from making the song, I guess is how people kind of took it.
That's why they told me take the song down if you already apologized, and they didn't understand why I apologized. They took it out of context.
So do you regret making the song?
Do I regret making the song? Today, sitting in this chair, I think I could have went with a different approach. Okay. I don't think I don't think especially within the Christian genre, we should be making songs addressing people. I do wish it could have been another way, but because I had no other avenue, I was trying my hardest to reach out. That was the only way I was able to get his attention. That was really the only way. So I mean, there was a little bit of resentment in my heart when I was writing it. There was a lot of it was sincere, but I mean, in the long run, I don't really regret what I said. Maybe I regret just making a song about it. Yeah. But the things that I said, I don't really regret the things that I said. I still stand by it. But I actually I mean, talking to him as a brother, I get to hear his heart more. Sure. And so I was just able to agree to, we really left the way agreeing to disagree. And it was in love, man. It was actually in love. And I was like, you know, praise God, man. Yeah. So I got to ask you this too, because you're a part of Christ-Centric, the record label, and Evangel had a song as well. I know I'm not supposed to talk about that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, we here, we got to talk about that. Man, So I think for some people, they'll look at something like this and say, man, Christ-Centric is just the record label that makes songs about Lecrae. Yeah, man. Not knowing the history. Like, I've been around for a while. I know the history. I know, I know who those brothers are. Yeah, for sure. You know, I just want to kind of give you, I guess, while we're here, the opportunity to just kind of address that piece of it. Yeah, man. I mean, Evangel. I mean, it took me by surprise a little bit. Yeah. And more so, I'm like, yo, this is Evangel, yo. Like, he's one of the most well-respected. I mean, if you ask about Evangel within Christian hip-hop, a lot of cats respect him. They know him. Oh, yeah. He's a vet. He is a vet. I mean, he's a vet. And so when he did the song, I wasn't like, oh man, why is he doing a song? I was just like, man, oh man, you writing a song? Like, what happened, man? Like, in the sense of, you have to be really, it must be a burden on you or something, because like, I know why I wrote it. And so when he was in the studio, man, I mean, dude, he was praying before he recorded the track, and this dude was just really genuine, man. He was really genuine about it. And I was like, okay, I mean, I knew something. I knew the outcome was gonna be like crazy. I already knew. Everybody knew that because it's Evangel. He used Lecrae's beat and he went in on it. And so it's like, okay, this is gonna cause some more controversy. And the thing that I was thinking was like, man, this is gonna be bad, man, because everybody's gonna think we the cats are just trying to attack Lecrae. Yeah. And so, I mean, from that aspect, man, I do look back and I'm like, man, you know what? I really do wish there was a better way that you could address brothers from a distance, but I mean, I really don't know a better way in the sense of how you could reach out without being able to talk. I mean, being able to talk to the person, because management's always involved, and you got to talk to the label people, and you can't really talk to the main person because of just, I guess they're being wise and they don't want to go to the person. But
I was gonna say, I think the other thing is, it's a challenge to talk to really successful people anyway. Yeah. Because they work so much. True. And it's like that's part of what makes them successful. True. Is they doing those types of things, and I know that's a challenge, man. So
for sure, man.
How did you link up with Christ-Centric? When did that come into play?
Oh, man, Christ-Centric met me through a brother's video. His name's Living Testimony. He's also an up-and-coming Christian rapper, but they met me through him. We were doing a little thing we call Kingdom Couch, where we were just rapping to a beat. Okay. And the owner of Christ-Centric saw me rapping. He was like, yo, who's that guy? And my boy was like, his name's Ricky. I mean, I wasn't going by ThaKidd Jopp at that time. I was going by Ricky. And so he was like, hey, man, I like his flow. And he said, I want to meet him. And so, I didn't meet him for a whole year. I mean, he kept reaching out to me. I didn't reach back. Back then, I was like really lazy, man. I didn't want to do nothing serious. I was kind of lazy.
So this is even before the Lecrae song?
Oh, yeah, it's way before the Lecrae song. I mean, in all honesty, I can admit here, I mean, he actually told me, I mean, before, I wasn't even on the label at the time, but they were just like, hey, man, you probably shouldn't put the Lecrae song out. I mean, so many people told me not to, so many people told me to. So it was kind of like a battle between 50 people saying this, 50 people saying that. Yeah. So it's like, I'm stuck in the middle. But yeah, I met him through my boy Emmanuel, man. And so I met him later on at a show they did at Shady Grove Presbyterian, where Timothy Brindle and all those guys came out the collective. Yep. And I met him there. And then we were cool ever since. And then he said, after the Lecrae song, he waited for it to die down, if it died down, but he wanted it to kind of go away because he already wanted to sign me when he first saw me, because he liked my heart more so he liked my heart than anything else. And so he was like, I always wanted to sign you, man, but once you put that song out, I was just like, I don't know if I want that type of stigma here, so it's just like, okay. And then so later on, he said, hey, man, I want to put you on Christ-Centric Records. I really like your heart. And I said, okay, man, I'm I'm a young dude. I mean, I love the Lord. Whatever you can do to help me spit, I mean, put my music out there, I'm down. I'm with it. So that's where I'm at right now.
It's good, man.
Yeah, man.
That's good, man. Let's talk about bars and worship.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure.
For people that haven't had a chance to pick it up and cop it yet, man, what can they expect from that CD, bro?
Oh man, they can expect a lot of it's very transparent. It's very transparent, man. I mean, people can hear my heart and the storms that I've been through in my life. I mean, I go all the way in, and I just expose myself, things that I've been through, and I want people to be able to be comforted when they're going through trials and storms, because when I look back on the things that I've been through, it's like, man, the goodness of the Lord brought me here. And so I named it Bars and Worship for the simple fact that, I mean, I'm writing music to the Lord, man. He brought me through all of this stuff. And I want people to be encouraged in the seasons that they're in, and I want to be able to minister to the people that are broken. I want them to understand that Christ is good even in the midst of your trial. You just got to look to him. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a very, very passionate album, man. Very, very explicit, nonetheless. So, yeah.
On the Mwendo radio show.